gotta say, welcome back, Caleb. Welcome back, Caleb.
Oh, well.
Welcome back, Caleb. All right, go. It's all you, bro.
7 flipping weeks. It's been a long time.
Yeah, bro.
How about that right in? Anyway, let's crack open this thing. We'll start with the NBA. Brooklyn Nets fire Jacques Vaughn, promote assistant Kevin Ali to interim head coach. They're 21-34, just outside of the play-in tourney. Is this going to move the needle for them?
I don't know what the hell this does for Brooklyn. What is this doing for Brooklyn? I mean, they're 3 games out of the 10.
I don't know either.
They're 3 games out of the 10 seed, so come on.
This is the 3rd person or 4th person now coaching their team, right? Or did Jacques take over for Steve Nash when he got fired last year?
Oh, I can't remember that far back.
Was he their interim? I can't remember either. But
I don't remember what happened.
It's Brooklyn. Like, y'all. It feels kind of.
I hope the best.
Yeah, definitely.
Even at the Knicks at their worst are still the number 1 team in the state, right?
I don't know a whole lot about the sport, and even I know that.
Well, so
it's like
you get the Knicks,
the White Sox and Cubs. Like the White Sox mean nothing to the majority of Illinois. It's Cubs and Cards here, not White Sox.
Yeah. So Brooklyn was in New Jersey for a while. So they just moved to Brooklyn, like, what, 2010, 2011, something like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they haven't exactly had that. I mean, unless you're going to be a fan of across the pond there, that river, across the bridge, you're not really going to be a Nets fan if you're living in New York. Because you got to talk about the Knicks while you're eating your hoagie, pepperoni pizza and shit. And I live in like the rural New York, okay? So
we live by Canada. Basically.
I live by Canada, so I'm not really attached to that.
Series, though, like
I live in
last
Queens.
Cup run.
I've only been to Brooklyn like 3 times.
Oh, really? But yeah, seriously, okay, that series was freaking awesome.
I'm always curious, like, the difference between Giants and Jets. I still haven't rationalized that. From what I can tell, at least where I live, almost everyone is a Jets fan, but then
Really?
Yeah, but then like Jordan Ramos was on the show like 2 weeks ago. He said like where he lives, most people are like Giants fans. So I think it might be a borough to borough, maybe.
Well, he's Brooklyn, right?
Bronx.
Bronx. He's Bronx, yeah.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
So like I think it depends, but then like at the gas station is also like a mechanic that's also everything in like a very 1950s way. Down the corner they have like a Giants sign. So like there's still like people, but like it's not clear to me like who picks what. Okay.
Make sure you tell your friends.
Yeah,
Kevin Ali is back in town.
Yeah.
It's everyone's favorite.
All right.
Speaking of not winning, Timberwolves Inc. Mike Conley to a 2-year, $21 million deal.
The most I know about Connolly is he was a pain in my ass when I played NBA 2K15. The dude would always score on me. I hated him when he was in Memphis. So that's the most thing I know about him. Like, he's been in the league for quite some time. So
it feels like forever.
It does.
Honestly.
He's been consistent though. So
good for him. Moving on with NBA. NBA suspends Pistons center Isaiah Stewart for 3 games after the parking lot incident.
You got to know.
We're gonna touch on it later.
Why was there bubbles, Caleb, in your background?
Yeah, he's forever blowing bubbles back there.
Yeah, there's
bubbles.
Did you see that?
Yeah, there was bubbles behind you, man.
Yeah, there was totally bubbles.
What?
Yeah. Are your kids behind you?
No.
Was it a Zoom thing?
It must have been the light. Caleb, move your head just a little bit. What the hell? That's weird.
Was it a shadow?
Well, I'm glad you saw. No, it was a fucking bubble. I'm glad you saw.
It was like a bubble. I felt like I was in Bikini Bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well,
So
okay, moving on to the next one.
Anywho,
We're
touch
discussing
on
it
that
in the
later.
boyfriend beer, yeah.
Lost space.
um,
Oh.
I was in bikini.
I'll talk to my team about that one. That was
Our research team
What
is
did he just
the
say?
tailgate updates being filmed in front of a live studio audience.
NBA gets the All-Star game nightmare. They prayed to not receive 397 total points scored. That makes me want to freaking throw up.
Oh my god.
In a
I felt
showboating
yeah.
extravaganza.
throw up bubbles.
How can the league fix this NBA All-Star game? Well, why are we like, did you see, I think it was Luka jacked the shot from like the opposing 3-point line. And
Yeah,
it's, like,
he just
the
chucked
first
it up
quarter.
there. Yeah.
What are you doing? Like, that's just, nobody wants to see that, man.
Oh, are you here to put on a
I don't
show?
And
Let
here's
me
like
put on a
old
show,
man
man.
yelling at
Why
the
are you playing
clouds.
this sport in a way that's not appealing to the fans?
We're here to put on a
Nobody
show,
wants to see a
man.
200 to 100 whatever game. Like, that's it.
Didn't
The
the
NBA is so cooked. It's
didn't
so
the
cooked.
West like
I can't even stomach it. Nobody cares about the regular season. Nobody cares about the All-Star game. The only thing that's cool about it is the 3-point shooting contest, and they just breeze right through that one.
or the dunk contest
Like,
is ass
I don't
now.
want to go watch Stephen A. Smith freaking tear an ACL trying to put up a 3-pointer in the celebrity game. Like, I don't care.
That's actually not that bad. I don't mind that one. It's just the All-Star game in general and the dunk contest are booty cheeks.
I remembered like the
Yeah,
All-Star game in the NHL in like 1998, and even I knew that it was a lame game back then.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It's ever
definitely.
been. I realize it's a different
It's-
era and a different sport, but I think the concept is irritating and like, who cares?
MLB is the only sport with a good all-star Pro Bowl-esque atmosphere. NFL is trying, I think.
And
But-
I fucking loved it, and I know everybody read all of my updates where I put in painful detail every single thing that happened at the Pro Bowl because it was cinematic gold.
Oh yes.
Yes,
Synesthetic, yeah.
it was
know.
fantastic. But
Is there a way to fix the NBA game? Is there? I don't think you
more
can.
like
'Cause I don't
that.
think these guys care enough.
Make them play for something.
yeah, money.
What do they play for?
Bro.
Money?
I don't know, a charity or something. Because so the year that they had the All-Star game dedicated to Kobe and Gianna, okay, where they had to get to a certain amount of points, they were playing
Mhm.
defense. Like they were trying to, like, not let the other team score and get to that,
I just
threshold.
think all these guys, they're too busy trying to be buddy, and it's basically you can tell that them being slugged into the All-Star weekend is
A
getting in
vacation.
the way of their vacations.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I figured it out because we got Ryan Rollins who can't stop his little fingies from stealing everything at Target. You could give some Target gift cards, allegedly.
Did you just tell me that I steal from Target?
No, Ryan Rollins,
Oh,
the wizard who like
You're
some
talking
Oh,
about-
dude, I was like,
I was like, she's trying to get me arrested
I've
over here.
missed a lot in the past 7 weeks. Ryan's out here stealing Target gift cards.
I said, bro. Jesus. Yeah, anyway, so
Oh.
we're gonna get some Target gift cards and
Okay.
we'll keep Rollins from having to get his little sticky fingers out there because
Yeah.
he got signed by
Gotcha.
he got signed by another team. I forget which one. So I have to keep him away from Target though. That's in the contract.
That's
I don't know. I feel like if we make
That's
them play
actually
for
wild.
something, if we make them play for something, maybe.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
That's on. Yeah, I'm just reiterating.
Target gift cards.
A charity of their choice. Each player gets on the team gets to make a donation. If you win, something. Make them play for home court advantage. I don't care.
Mm. Yeah, food
Yeah,
and money are
if
my
the
biggest
East wins,
motivation.
they get to play all 7 of the championship games at home.
Yeah, sure.
Do this
Just make it just
like
crazy
they-
extreme. Like the West just wouldn't get a single home game.
Unless they could win game 2.
Oh,
If you win game
okay,
2, it flips.
okay.
Yeah.
If you get swept out of the first 2 games, though, you're done.
Yeah, if you get swept out of the first 2 games, you might as well make an extended reservation because you're there until at least
All right.
3 more days.
I definitely want to get an Airbnb in that case.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
did you notice that once the MLB took away the home field advantage from the All-Star game kind of went to shit?
That mixed with just in generation, I think generation to generation of players. But yeah. There like you said, there's nothing for them to care about other than just have fun and try and do something ridiculous, and which in itself is like cool, but
I don't know. All 3 of us are
I'm
stuck
not gonna
in.
sit there and watch for 3 hours.
All 3 of us are kind of stuck in that in between the generation of we don't care and work your ass off type shit for like sports in general.
Very
Yeah,
It kind of sucks.
Kobe types are gone now. You got a bunch of
Yeah.
Carl
Look at me.
running around.
Yeah. And that's
and
what
they might
sucks.
live to 50 without drinking through a straw because of rules changes.
Well, yeah, but like you can
so
still.
that would be awesome.
I want to see rivalries. I want to see people putting their best effort forward. Instead of
Yeah.
oh, I'm just here to put on a show. Swish.
They're not even doing that well.
No.
Because Caleb is not happy.
The dunk contest is just absolutely. Just get rid of the dunk contest.
What? Yeah. Why is Mac McClung winning the dunk contest?
Who?
Mac McClung,
Are you kidding me?
the G League. He's won back to back. I'm pretty sure, didn't he?
Is he the doofus that jumped over Shaq?
Yeah.
How many times is Shaq gonna be used as a freaking obstacle?
Forever.
Probably.
We get it. He's 7'4". Leave him alone.
I'll say probably until he's not 7'4".
I remember when Blake Griffin jumped over a Kia. Come on.
Dude, Dwight Howard and
Nate
Nate
Robinson.
had a really good duel
That was my favorite dunk contest ever.
a decade or more ago. That was fun.
Yeah.
Before Dwight Howard got weird.
Oh yeah. I think he might be in the True Crime segment, isn't he? Because
No,
I saw his name pop up this week, so I was just wondering.
not this week, but that's because we're keeping it light, but not light in content, light in amount. So we will revisit that next week. Thank you.
Perfect. Awesome. All right, Caleb, you ready to move on now?
Let's hit some Major League Baseball since that is kicked off officially. Spring training has started.
Coach.
Principal owner of Washington Nationals, Mark Miller, said the team is off the market for 2 years, being for sale. Was a $2 billion asking price for a ridiculous amount for a floundering franchise, or like
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes,
$2 billion
yeah.
for a team that hasn't made the playoffs since they won the World Series.
And outside of that, they've been save Bryce Harper, obviously, but they've been relatively irrelevant their entire existence, right?
Yeah, they made the playoffs one time when they were in Montreal. Okay, they got gypped out of another time when they were playing really, really good with the strike in '94.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, they were dog doo-doo for like their entire existence up until 2012.
Yep.
And then they were like the perennial chokers of the playoffs. They'd lose in the DS some ridiculous way or another. And then in 2019, they finally clicked, won the World Series. But after that,
I remember Cubs beat them in Bryce Harper's final year, I think, in Washington. 17.
So 17, yeah, and 18, they missed the playoffs completely.
Yeah.
And then Bryce was like, deuces, bro.
I think
I don't blame
they
him, though.
thought that the sports franchise selling market was equivalent to the housing market, where nobody can afford to buy anything because it's extraordinarily expensive, but you're supposed to pull the money out of your butt cheeks to somehow be able to afford $1 million
Yeah.
house.
That's true.
In Queens that only has 3 bedrooms, Anyway, but yeah, so I think like it's not, yeah, I think they just got the markets confused and they're just like, oh, we can't screw over people in this way because it's not a matter of where they live.
Me personally, I'm not investing $2 billion into a team that hasn't done anything.
Yeah, it sounds extraordinary, but
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
we'll see if someone else does.
Yeah.
Rich people
They
got
got some-
okay? At some point, I have no idea, but at some point, I hear rich people are so rich they're searching for ways to spend their money. And so just find one of those people.
I've heard about those people, except I've never met them. So
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
the Loch Ness
Unfortunately.
Monster. Do they actually exist? I don't know.
yeah, I guess. What do you think, Caleb?
Yeah. What do I think about that?
Yeah, what do you think about Werner?
I think that was just I could see maybe for like 1.2 to 1.5 billion, maybe. I mean, you're kind of splitting hairs at that point, but it's
How
still
about-
$500 million difference or so.
How about 500 million?
There's-
Mm.
Is there a franchise out there at all in any of the power sports that's worth 500 million? Like, I feel like $1 billion is probably the minimum, right?
I guess. I don't know. I feel like they asked
I don't
way too
know.
much, so.
I mean, like the Oakland Athletics, like they're probably still worth at least $1 billion.
I can't even imagine that much money in one that it actually exists somewhere in like so this is a little outside of my imagination, okay? Caleb.
Yeah, I'm trying to imagine $1 billion stacked up in my room, but you know,
It
I
wouldn't fit
can't
in
quite.
mine because it's not big enough.
Yeah. Okay.
Billionaire owners that like to throw money around. The Mets. They say, is it Kodai?
Kodai Senga, yeah.
Kodai Senga will start the year on the IL with the moderate capsule strain in the back of his right shoulder. How concerned should the Mets be about this pitching or about their pitching starting the year?
Super concerned.
Like, I was gonna say, like, this is
They no longer have DeGrom. They no longer have Verlander. They no longer have Scherzer. They still have Scherzer? No, he's in Texas. No longer have Scherzer.
Yeah, he's.
Who do they have?
I don't. Senga.
Ooh,
I don't know. That's it.
their offense. I don't know about their
I
offense.
truly don't know. I should have looked it up because now I'm really curious. But
Hold on, let me look.
that's like
Our research
Alarm
team
red.
is on it.
this is like Chernobyl is melting down for me for them. They're gonna end up dealing Pete Alonso at the trade deadline. I'm calling it.
Oh, wow, that's a bold prediction. Lock that. Are you locking that in?
I'm locking it in.
You're gonna doom lock. Do it just like game day. Game day morning. Gotta do it.
It's locked in, dude.
Gotcha. Mets.
Because I mean, what else do they have going on?
Dude, I don't know.
They dealt. I mean, they were willing to deal Scherzer last year.
Wow.
That team's good, man.
They signed Bader.
Wow.
They signed Bader Tots and Marte's there and Nimmo and Jeff McNeil and Lindor and Beatty and Alonzo and yeah.
I tell you what, everybody not named Lindor or Alonso has a cumulative WAR of maybe one.
They have Sean Manaea now.
That's not bad.
Jose Quintana. Fujinama. Diekman. They don't have anybody that's started. Severino, Luis Severino's there. Yeah, they don't really have.
They're going to win
much.
70 games, and they're going to have one of the best closers in the game that's going to be used like 10 times this year.
Is Diaz even available to play?
Yeah.
You sure? Yeah, he's fully healthy for 24. Yeah.
I think further this week. Yeah. So.
3 months ago. Damn. He's Yeah, 3 months ago.
I mean, it's
He's
been over a
fully
year now.
healthy. Yeah, he's fully healthy. So they don't have any way to pitch.
WBC was in. No, I mean, and who knows what Singham? I mean, Singham might only miss like a start or two, but still, I mean, that's you have one guy.
Well, when it comes to the shoulder, you might not know how
And-
long that's going to last because it's behind his right shoulder blade. So, or behind his right shoulder, excuse me.
This is. I'm sure everybody's seen it. The freaking uniforms.
Yeah, I shouldn't be able to see the perfect 2-0 count.
What are we doing?
2 balls, no
Well,
strikes.
I did a little bit
Yeah.
of research on this, actually.
Good.
Yeah, so the pants. And they even have like fashion, like clothes. People talk about this topic. It was really interesting. So I don't know if y'all knew this, but there's a general pants shortage in the league, according to an athletic article. So there's a lot of rewearing of.
Really?
Yes.
There's a pants shortage?
Yes, it's a legit pants shortage.
How?
Fanatics is so bad. They're
And
just
yeah,
them at
apparently,
19. Oh my gosh.
yeah, there's like a issue of being able to produce enough, and then also with like shortages, I guess, and then also like being affordable enough to even buy when they are available. So there's a pants shortage. So like people are rewearing a lot. I can't.
That's even worse than
I'm finding it really funny when men are complaining about having uniforms that should too much of their bodies. But anyway, so looking into it, the material is generally problematic. Because the jerseys were also described as low quality, with being cheap looking and off-color logos. So it wasn't just the pants, everything sucked. And so a fashion expert said it's not about the material that they use, it's like the quality of the material they use, because it's like 90% recycled polyester or something. But it has to do with how thick the yarn stitches are or something. And so it's not it's cutting costs on production, because like you can use that same material and create a good product. They just were cutting corners. And then they were saying, what about a fit test? How did these people not do a fit test? Like, because theoretically there should be some sort of like trial where like somebody puts on a pair of clothes and like and tries it. You know, you would think that someone would
One
give
would
it a
think,
shot.
yeah.
Yeah, so he's like, so they intentionally chose like a low quality of the material. And so the whole thing was crap, and then like from top to bottom, and now the general pants shortage is growing because there already was a shortage of pants that were not see-through. So I have no idea where the fashion industry is heading with this issue, but if somebody can get our guys some pants, that would be good.
Yeah, oh god.
There is an actual story about how they had to reuse their pants from like last season to do the spring workouts or something. I don't know, but like this was like a real issue, and I struggle. It feels like this is an article from the Onion, because like what is going on right now?
If I'm MLB, I'm just cutting ties with Fanatics right now.
Well, that's what, like, why does Manfred not get out and be like, look, this was a catastrophic mistake, not going to happen again. We're going to go back to our previous distributor, and sorry about that, guys.
Maybe in the future we can do it again, but this is just ridiculous.
And I don't know what they're thinking.
Well, Caleb, I think it might start with the word money and end with the word money.
You might have something there.
It was probably on clearance.
I've been saying that for
because their current producer who can't provide enough pants, they had to try to go to another source. I'll make.
How do you not have enough pants? You're apparently using half the material you did, because everybody can see everything now.
Yeah,
you should be a surplus of pants now.
It's truly incredible how many pants we don't have. So I will look into this because I am kind of curious. But in my preliminary research, yeah, it's some people were saying is it the material's fault? No, because you can use that material and still create a good product. And there's a pant shortage, so I don't understand it, but and again, it sounds like something from the Onion, but no, the Athletic did a whole article.
This is real, very real.
Yeah.
Sports leagues in general keep doing this whole bullshit song and dance.
Remember during COVID
Yeah.
where you couldn't find anything like at the store because like yeah, it feels like we're having a pant shortage.
They're finally feeling the effects of it.
Okay.
It just doesn't make any sense. The NFL jerseys are kind of ugly now too. Like, why do teams and leagues keep doing this bullshit where they keep changing?
Money?
Stay with the same shit, man.
Yeah, it's literally just
Stick with
contract
what
money.
works.
Yeah, and I also think that we can't. I know the material that we've been using has changed a lot over the years, and it's become more breathable for one. But like, I
Yeah,
think that there's a push to be more sustainable because we're creating so much. So I know a lot of the material is recycled, and so like I think the nature of the uniform is changing, the quality is changing, but that's more so. Those are all things that are an issue with the people who are producing them, and not so much like we don't know how much this is just production quality and how and what's available to teams and like how much the teams actually want
Right.
that quality product. But like it's I mean if the MLB has a pant shortage, is this like a is this like a sports wide issue?
This is a freaking joke. That's what it is, and it's on Rob Manfred's head.
So maybe we should just buy everybody like some like generic like Nike joggers or something.
At least guys wouldn't have to worry about people seeing their balls.
true.
Yeah, and it was awkward. I didn't feel the need to see that in color, but I did see like the sample photo,
Mhm.
and even that one that they put like on social media, it was like borderline obscene.
And that's the other thing too. Like
Two balls,
these
just
teams are like
strikes.
legit. They're legitimately putting these pictures on social media intentionally. I'm
Mhm.
like, look, just from the belt up.
There are
Belt
kids.
up.
There are kids.
Yeah, there are children here.
Okay. It feels like ballet. I remember when I was a kid, I did ballet and the guys in the tights. It feels like that again.
Yeah, like no,
Yeah.
nobody.
So you weren't a
nobody
fan
should
of
be seeing that.
you weren't a fan of Robin Hood Men in Tights?
I think they actually had a leotard though, right? Like
Well, they was in tights.
I remember being yeah. Look.
Yeah.
All
All right.
It was a
What's
different time back then, but I really feel like they probably should have had like they should have had a blurred out like Caleb's background there.
Tim Anderson is leaving the Windy City, headed to South Beach, taking his
Night,
talents
night.
to Miami. What do you guys think? Is this bad for the White Sox, or is this like kind of them furthering the reset of their culture? And
Aren't you just shouting about how no one cares about the White Sox?
No, we're
I
only
didn't
talking
put
about
that
this.
in there.
We're only talking about this because of Timmy Night Night.
Yeah, it's funny to me. I've not seen in some time a guy just destroy so much goodwill in a very short period of time, because he was like the hero of the South Side for a couple of years there. And turns out I think this is bad for Miami, great for Chicago, White Sox, not.
Yeah, I think this is good for Chicago White Sox in general. It's just another symbol of their retooling of the team, because they got rid of a lot of guys. Hendricks is gone now. I think he's in Boston, I want to say. Could be wrong. But I know Liam Hendricks did leave. He's gone.
The whole team just seemed like just one big locker room problem. Like, just you couldn't have picked a worse group of guys to put in a freaking locker room together for 7 months at a time. like Liam has his things, Lance Lynn has his things, Tim Anderson has his things. Like that's a lot of A-type personalities that just don't jive. Couldn't be more different.
Jive. I love it.
Jive.
You jive turkey. Jive ass turkey.
So a bunch of jive
What'd
ass
you call
turkeys
me?
on that team.
What'd you call me? You call me jive? You call me jive turkey? Nobody said nothing.
Jive ass
Nobody said
turkey.
nothing. You jive ass turkey.
So
Anyways,
they're better off.
bye Timmy.
Sorry to Miami fans. You're getting
Buenos
Sunny
no
side
chase
up.
from Miami.
sunny side up. He might turn around a little bit. They just need to change the scenery.
Buenos no chase from Miami for Timmy Night Night.
But moving on to everybody's favorite
Sarah's
league.
face in the background was all of our thoughts.
What?
What?
No.
The hell's she doing back there?
I'm making bracelets. What do you want?
No,
Keep mind her own business. Dang it.
You're right.
Sure.
Bracelets with Mason's open.
That's
Okay.
our quality control back there.
Yeah, that's our live audience. A live studio audience.
Yeah, quality and air quotes.
We're gonna have to start putting at the beginning of the show. The tailgate update is filmed before a live studio audience.
Oh my
And it
Doo-doo-doo.
You
and
should.
it hands to my cats. Lucy's over here. She's just asleep.
And then we're gonna have like a button for applause. Applause.
Right.
Yeah, and
Applause.
the cat's meowing.
Laugh. Yeah, well,
Laugh. Hysterical laugh. Kick the back of the chair. See? Told you. Okay, we can go do the NFL now.
yeah. Speaking of the Bengals and future cap problems, let's go to New Orleans Saints. Restructured Derek Carr's deal. They're saving themselves 23, even upwards of 30 million in cap, depending on what book you're looking at.
Mhm.
I feel like that's a good move, but it sounds like they've been doing this for a couple of years now, just kind of kicking the can down the road. At some point, they're just going to have to pay the piper and do what the Bears did and just totally strip it.
So
They got a lot of old money
We've
on
had-
the team.
we've had teams like Saints, Rams, Bears, keep teams kicking the can down the road, just trying to hold on.
Mm.
Yeah,
Only one of those teams won a Super Bowl doing it.
No one cares.
nobody cares, dude.
So I'm just wondering, why haven't they just tried to scrap it, start over?
Why haven't the
I
Saints
don't-
won the Super Bowl?
That's what I'm wondering. Like,
I don't know.
Why not just scrap it, blow it up, and then build it back up?
Well, apparently they need to bring Jameis Winston back because he understands the culture of New Orleans. I lived there for about 10 years, and having him show up in all the parade route photos and stuff during Mardi Gras is like the fastest way to win the hearts and minds of the community when he's like out there actually engaging with people. Derek
Right.
Carr is like the least, like, I think he probably is the guy in the corner at the party who's handing out gospel tracts. And so, like,
What?
it's
I
a,
like
like,
Derek
What?
he's that guy who's like, do you know where you're
Uh,
going when you die? Anyway, so like, I
Oh,
can't relate to Derek Carr at all. He doesn't play well. He doesn't resonate with the people. Like, not a good choice.
Derek Carr's career is surrounded by, decent plays sprinkled in over top of horrible play.
And his
Man, there's
and
been
his,
some bad plays.
I don't feel like his teammates respect him or that he resonates with them either.
He had that thing with AB, but we'll talk about that another time. But
Yeah,
You
he
know.
had that Twitter blowout with what's his name? Michael Thomas.
yeah,
It doesn't look good when you're getting disrespected by your team and then you just like take it to the back and they're like, oh, it's fine. He was just expressing his feelings. Like, grow one. This is like, I feel like it's a bigger sign of what's happening in the locker
Yeah.
room.
Well, the problem is you got a whole team. Half of it was still around for Drew Brees. They're still kind of hanging on to that. You should have, when Drew Brees retired, and they were looking at one point 2 years ago, I think they were like 90 million in the hole in terms of cap space.
around there. Yeah, I think it was 85.
It was like just an absurd amount of money. At that point, they needed to just dump everything and just try to recoup as many picks as you possibly could by getting rid of these guys. If you could trade them, if not, just release them all together. because now you got like all these different things trying to jive together, and I keep using that word.
Oh my God.
Head.
Jive turkey.
They are
But,
not turkey.
yeah. Derek Carr coming into, I mean, the guys definitely would probably rather have Jameis Winston playing for him for sure.
I would too. This man
I would too.
leads with the rest of us, okay?
And I say that as a guy that's
Something
generally
master.
liked Derek, but Jameis is just a guy, just wants to go play ball and get some dubs, eat some dubs.
Yeah, he doesn't do that very often though.
You don't, but it's okay.
No.
We still love him.
Their whole thing is a trash dumpster, and I think a lot of people were kind of optimistic when Derek Carr came in, just from my pulse on what was happening within the Saints community, and that is like out the window. And so it's definitely a time for regrowth and rebranding. Like, if ever, if not before, it's now. It is now.
Yeah, but they'll hang on another year and try to make it work. And I mean, the thing that tricks them into thinking that they are better than they are is that they play in a really terrible division.
So there you go.
They always have a chance just to be 7-10. They can still sneak in probably.
See, I don't understand teams like that. Could you imagine what they could do if they tore this down, built it back up, with a whole new set of cap space rather than kicking the can down the road?
Yeah.
They could win that division with 13 wins and get in.
Get rid of Dennis Allen while they're at it.
Absolutely. The Saints could definitely turn that whole culture around, turn that whole entire team around. But they're choosing not to, and I don't understand why.
They're too scared to. They're too scared to just be like, yeah,
why be
just
complacent
for 2 years?
Why be complacent though?
I don't know.
It's like our division. The Central. Who in there is winning 94 plus games? Nobody wants to make moves. Nobody wants to get better.
I know. Everyone's scared.
So
they're afraid of being great, Ryan. That's the problem.
Our division is ass, just like the South. So somebody's got to do something.
More restructures. This goes to NFC West. Geno Smith restructured to create nearly $5 million in cap space. Converted his salary into a $9.6 million roster signing bonus. So good on his end. Seahawks, I just feel like they're right there. But man, they play in a tough division.
I don't know about.
I know that that's a controversial take by all the haters. I mean, we have Seahawks fans. I follow a lot of the groups. Oh, we hate Geno. Oh, we love Geno. Oh, he's the problem. Oh, he's our savior. Like, nobody can decide, and it's always, on any given Sunday yapping about what happened. But like, I like Geno a lot, and so like, I think he's going to be a good presence for whoever they decide to bring in behind him, because he is like 30 something, and I think like he'll be a good like veteran situation, like and can play another couple years, and then they'll eventually next draft something, they'll bring in somebody younger, and but I mean, they're already bringing in like a brand new head coach and brand new other coaches, and so maybe like we don't have to make all the changes at once. So like, I don't mind having Geno stick around for that.
Oh, you definitely want to keep as much veteran presence as you can.
Yeah, definitely. I think if they got the running back room healthy all the time and committed to the run more often, Geno would be a hell of a lot better. And that
they need a better O-line.
Yeah, it's an O-line issue. Like, we use our running backs, I feel like, an extraordinarily often like amount, and I feel like they do so much, like, and like, because people were like, oh, you just got Kenneth Walker the third, why do you need another one? Last year's draft, well, we needed another one. We always need more because they get beat up so fast.
Right.
It's definitely like an O-line issue. I don't think it's a running back issue. Like, the Seahawks would eat through every running back that they had because they could keep them going. Like, I feel like they use them all the time, and like definitely like in my mock draft that I did for the Seahawks, a lot of emphasis was put on the O-line, and from other draft like experts and stuff like that. Like,
absolutely. Well, that's been your problem even when Russ was starting to kind of play out.
He's one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the entire NFL, and history.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think you could make an argument that it was an
Yeah.
issue for the
Yeah,
entire
it's been an issue for at least
It's a
7
long time.
years.
Yeah.
no, I mean I would say like since the beginning of his career.
Yeah, even their Super Bowl teams weren't like they didn't have great O line. They just had Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
Like the running backs carry it, but like they can only do that for so long before they get beat up. So like
No.
Yeah.
they need some O-line love, absolutely, because I felt like Gino was eating the grass way too often, like this last season. Like we can't even judge what he can do if he can't even stand up long enough to do it. Like so hopefully they beef that area up a little bit, but yeah, I thought that was a good move and I love Gino, so
of course,
Well,
we'll,
good-
we'll end up talking about the draft here in the next month or so. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
everybody have
Well-
their mocks ready.
The NFL announced a pretty substantial cap increase. That was
yeah.
13.6%. That's $30 million increase.
They should
That's,
try
like,
raising
nuts.
up they're matching inflation, something more jobs should try to do.
right. And when you got guys like Dak Prescott that are supposedly trying to demand $60 million a year, just absurd.
To do
yeah,
what?
you're gonna need every bit of that to lose playoff games.
To do his job, probably.
Oh, his job is now a professional choker.
Yeah, you got it.
Yes. I guess
Pays
so.
really well,
Gross.
apparently.
He is so mid and
Do you
acts like
think-
he is a MVP quarterback.
Do you think Jerry pays that though, or you think he moves on from him?
Of course, he's gonna pay it.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the problem though. Like, there's so few good quarterbacks. Like, Dak is a good quarterback. He's just not great or elite.
60 million is like an extraordinary amount, though.
That is stupid.
I
What's
don't have a
Burrow
problem
getting
with
paid?
Dak
Like
either.
54?
Burrow,
Huh?
Sarah, what's Burrow getting paid?
Oh crap! You had to ask.
Well, research department's not that good. Okay,
I know.
you fired.
We have really got to
Get
step up
fired.
our research department.
I don't remember.
How much is he getting paid per year? Do you
I
know?
don't remember.
Oh,
Don't
well,
ask Siri, I can't.
no, it's not a big deal.
I don't remember.
Caleb
We'll
is
let the
smarter.
research department do their job. We'll move on.
All right, research that. And get back to us.
She's
Uh,
sleeping, so I mean, my cat, she does a lot of it, but she's a little tired right now. So
She's burning the midnight oil doing so.
I mean, honestly,
my
trying to
way?
prepare for
What?
today was a lot.
Yeah. What is it?
I don't do the math.
275. That's what's getting paid.
I don't
Total.
do math.
275
Don't
over
ask.
what? 5?
I think it's over 5.
Huh?
5 years.
Yes.
5 years. 275 over 5.
Yeah.
51.5 or something like that million a year. That's
Yeah,
not-
because he got his deal just after Herbert got his and Hurts, right?
yeah.
Because it was Herbert, Hurts, and Mahomes all in like that.
Well, tell
Yes.
Prescott that if he sucks less, then he can get 60 mil.
He got 40 something just by being tagged and being mediocre.
What is the point of these guys trying to reset the quarterback market every time? Like, how do they not understand that when you are demanding that ridiculous amount of money, it makes it harder for your team to build a Super Bowl team around you?
Amen.
Because he's dumb.
Look, people like Brady, and granted, he was married to Giselle, but like,
yeah.
take 35 million a year, which is nothing nowadays, and let them spend that extra 25 million around other parts of your team. Like, how that could get
Nobody
you a lot
thinks
of
of
good
that,
players.
Caleb. Nobody thinks of that. It's all about I want money in my pocket. But these guys don't understand. Dak's getting endorsements by that stupid Sleep Number company. All right, he's getting Pepsi commercials.
You're
Plus-
gonna get money elsewhere.
Yeah.
You're not broke by any means.
You think Brady didn't have endorsements? Brady was he was with Nike for a little bit, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now he's got his own brand.
You will get money other places.
He doesn't even eat
Go
bread.
go win Super Bowls, and you will be set up forever, especially playing for Dallas, man.
If you're a likable
Like-
guy, the league might be in your favor and help you win Super Bowls too. So
Mm.
there you go. The script might be in your favor as well.
You're paying your quarterback 60 million, okay?
Exactly. That's why Jerry
True.
hasn't been able to buy a Super Bowl in a long time.
True. Man,
All right.
these guys don't get it.
On to the next
Moving
one,
on.
Caleb.
Sean
Right.
McVay and Sean McDermott added a competition committee, taking the place of fired coaches from 2023. Should the coaches be the ones to make up the committee, or should it be an outside source?
What committee?
The
Competition.
competition committee, basically like the rules.
So they kind of
and
go over like the rules, and they go over, oh, what the hell is it?
rules.
Yeah, just rules. Yeah, just
Yeah,
rules.
I think that's been sort of that's how the NFL was created. It was created like I forget. Peyton Manning went in his Places show that in the 20s they were sitting like on the back of their cars like in a parking lot, and that's how like George Hallis and his buddies decided to make this thing a thing. But we've seen the franchises are like so self-serving and so like not interested in the needs of players or fans that I generally don't support that, because like their only mind is on more money in their team. So like generally not a fan.
See, I always thought the competition committee was like owners or like somebody in the VP section of the league that did it. I didn't realize it was coaches. Having said that,
I want to say that the league and the coaches, I think, both make up
okay, yeah,
the competition committee. I
all
think.
right.
I definitely don't want owners. I mean, back in the 20s, the owners were coaches and vice versa. But like,
Yeah, the coaches care.
yeah, they're probably less problematic than someone who's making more money in the back, but still not like.
Yeah, I honestly think coaches should be the ones doing the competition committee because they're the ones that have to deal with the rules and deal with the bullshit on the field. When officials are like, "That's not a touchback. That is a fumble. It was at the 1 yard line."
They are closer to the action in a way that's sort of refreshing, because often we're using people who are not in touch with the sport. So I will say that it's helpful that it's people who are like actively out there every week.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. So yeah, I'm with it.
Yeah, they're football guys. Like they care about the game.
And it only took them,
generally speaking.
It only took them 7 years to get in there. So
yeah. Antonio Pierce says the Raiders will embrace the bad boy Pistons mindset, and that he believes he created the Mahomes rules. This is to you what? Because I think it's bullshit. And they caught lightning out of a bottle.
I love the idea of them carrying that sort of Raiders chip on your shoulder energy of back in the day.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
so like Patrol Patrol.
Basically like Lyle Alzado out there again with Max Crosby. It's pretty cool.
So what do you think it is, Julie? You want to fill in the blank? This is what? Describe it. What is it? That's pretty much
erroneous.
Erroneous.
Okay, but there's a second part to the question, right? It wasn't just like them carrying the Mahomes rules.
So he embraced the bad boy Pistons. He showed the Raiders the bad boy Pistons beating the shit out of MJ before MJ became MJ. And they watched that before they played the Chiefs on Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm.
And then they sacked Mahomes 4 times, hit him 10 times, got a pick 6. And he thinks so from now on, when they play the Chiefs, they're going to be using Mahomes rules.
I don't hate it. Look, back in the 70s, you could give people like they were like fucking chewing metal and like God only knows what kind of substances. Metal? Yeah, I mean, if you hear about what's going on in the locker room, shit was crazy. They were probably like acid or God knows what they were doing to like rev up those nut jobs to get out in the field and do what they did. Okay. So, like, if you need to watch something like that, or you need to like have like entire like dance off to like some kind of I don't really care if you need to watch the NWA movie because they were from Oakland, which is where the team originally was. That's why I bring it up. And like if you need
the Claw.
What?
Well,
So if you need to get Ice Cube in all of your meetings, I don't know if you need to bring the Soul Patrol. There's still one of them alive, George Atkinson. If you need to get the Doc up in there, like I don't really care what you do. A lot has to be said about momentum and about energy. So like I don't care what if you need to do like dance routines, like some kind of cheerleading thing where everybody like dances in a circle and goes with their spirit fingers or something, like I don't care what. So like cool. If it works, go for it. Maybe
I think it's cringy. I think it's cringy as hell. Like, yeah, but you can say that in the locker room, but you don't have to come out and brag about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the thought of them making sure that every drop back, Mahomes is getting like harassed in some way, just always in his grill. Doesn't necessarily have to be like a big hit, just like give him a little bump. Let him know like, hey, it's gonna be a long day. Pack a lunch, man.
Oh yeah, I like that mentality. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, to come out and be like, we have the secret recipe to it is ridiculous. Like, yeah, obviously you turn a team over, like, what did they turn them over 4 times? And they had 1 or 2 pick sixes. Like, yeah, obviously you're probably gonna win that game. Like,
Pierce is brand new head
Sherlock.
coaching, and he's also really young. He's like 40 or something. So like, let's give him a little time to get media perfect, okay?
Yeah, he's definitely right now a mid 2000s linebacker disguised as a head coach right now. But I love him. I think that
like
he is
our
good.
concept of what a head coach is changing, I think, with time. And then also like just give him a couple years. Jesus. Like
yeah,
he wasn't
like
even expecting this role. He wasn't prepping for it. He didn't interview for it. It happened. And like so he doesn't carry the typical energy, and that could be exactly what we need. So, like, just give him a second. Maybe he's probably in media training classes with the Mahomes family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was cringy, but
it is
good for
cringy.
him. Good for him.
Give him some grace. Give the man some grace.
Good for him, though. I'm glad he found something. Hopefully, it does stop Mahomes a little bit. Makes him think like everybody's going to do it now.
Everybody just should do it.
Then again, the league
if every team does it, they can't penalize everyone, right?
Yeah. So before we move on, here's my thing. How are they going to do it?
Do what?
How are you going to do the bad boys thing in this era? If you breathe on Mahomes, you're going to get a penalty.
It's got to be subtle.
That's a free 15 yards every time you hit him.
I think it'll be about how they carry themselves. Because I wouldn't say the Raiders. Okay, I mean they were a lot, but it wasn't like they were playing that much differently than the other teams in that era. It's the energy that they came out with. So I think it'll be a lot about how they carry themselves.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, we can move on now.
NCAA basketball.
Basketball.
I'm gonna botch this because I'm not even sure how you say this team's name, and I don't quite understand what the school even is. But a massive fight breaks out following Texas A&M Commerce's 76-72 win over Incarnate Word on Monday. Like, what even is that? That is so stupid. Such a stupid name.
So
how would you
go to church, Caleb? Go to fucking church.
Incarnate Day.
I do go to church. What is it?
Incarnate Word, I guess.
Know that you incarnate often enough. Jesus Christ.
I always see it pop up on ESPN. I'm like, what even is this?
I'm crying right now.
This is made up. It's made up.
I'm crying. I think I'm actually tearing up a little bit right now.
This is worse than my pronunciation of Sao Paulo.
We gotta cut that. We gotta cut that. Put that as B-roll everywhere.
Sao Paulo?
No.
How would you say it?
Shut up, Julie.
How do you say it, Julie?
It's incarnate. Incarnate Word.
It made it sound like it's like next to
don't have such a stupid name.
Menu.
Incarnate Word. When I first read it, I thought they were like
the idiot for naming it their best.
When I first read it, I was like, wait, what? That's the college's name, Incarnate Word? And I'm thinking, okay, is it like a nickname for this school? Like, is it like biblical? Like, what are they doing?
Is it biblical?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a religious school.
Oh, well, this isn't very
It's a religious
religious.
school. Well, it's
It's a
not very
religious
religious of them
school.
to be fighting after a game, is it?
It happened in the handshake line.
Oh my god, I'm crying.
League officials are still trying to look into why it happened, and 8 people have been suspended.
Is Joanne Howard coaching the team?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
No.
I am not.
Oh,
Curious.
God.
Okay.
I can understand this happening after like a 50-point blowout where you're just pissed off, but like 4-point loss.
Well, dude, sometimes the 4-point losses are like we're right there and didn't get a call our way or something. You're just like,
Yeah, but like, you're gonna get in a fight in the handshake line, really?
I mean, I wouldn't, but
Because you're just.
it's been.
That's
going
why
on
I
a
call
lot,
you
like,
Peaches.
Oh my god, I'm so
there's-
crying.
There's been quite a few instances of this in college basketball.
Caleb is not
Obviously,
about that action. Caleb's not about that action, boss.
I am, but
No,
smart.
are you? Are you gonna?
Smart.
Are you gonna give these hands?
But I will make some notes.
Rated D for
before I
everyone, man.
laugh. That's it.
Julie's dying
Gee,
thanks to you.
hey, Julie, you need to lock it up.
Come on, Julie, let's go. Incarnate day word. He said it
Where's
like
it at?
I have no idea. I'm gonna look it up. Incarnate
Okay.
word.
I'm crying. Okay,
I don't
anyway,
even
they,
know. Is that like in who they play? Texas A&M Commerce.
Yeah. Where is incarnate
Incarnate.
word? Incarnate word.
In Incarnate.
We're watching
like a-
Encanto now.
Sounds like a team out of New Mexico.
They're in San Antonio, bro.
uh,
It's
Why
private
do you say it like I
nonprofit
should know that?
yeah,
It-
it's a private religious school.
because you said you sounds like they're from New Mexico or something like
It's
that,
not
right?
too far away.
It's San Antonio's not too far away. It's
That's-
private nonprofit school, and they're over here fighting like
Okay,
it's the last tray at the buffet table.
I'm gonna make a couple notes from what
God,
people
Out there,
Fine.
out here fighting like it's a Piggly Wiggly, and the last freaking purse went off sale.
the people
Well,
who are there at the
B-roll should be fun.
Yeah,
mentions
I got like 4 minutes of B-roll.
they mentioned that that one manager had a bloody face when he left the fight, and there was a little girl somehow that was from the crowd that got injured. Like I think that they were fighting and somehow they popped her. Like she didn't go out obviously in the fray, but I think somehow they popped her when they were too close to the sideline or something. So a little girl actually got injured, which sucks.
That sucks.
Yeah, so we have a bloody face and a little girl who got hurt.
I think that they should disband the school.
No more religion for you.
We gotta move on because I can't.
Incarnate, Encanto.
I'll put that on a shirt.
Caleb's gonna start singing a song about Incarnate
I'd like
word.
to say the word. I didn't know that's what he was trying. Lucy, my cat always tries to attack me when I cry or I laugh. It's just,
Oh my god,
she's
I
trying to
can't.
comfort me.
I
Okay.
freaking can't with the shit.
I don't want her to make me believe like the manager.
Caleb's first day back, and you're already giving him shit, Julie. Thanks.
Welcome back.
Expecting it. I was not expecting. Lucy, calm down. I'm not laughing anymore.
Welcome
You can't attack
back.
me.
I've just never I've never heard the word before. I've never heard anybody like verbally say the school's name. So now
I'm
Neither
sorry.
have I.
I'm crying, but I can't because my cat literally.
Well, wait, hold on, Caleb. Aren't you a wrestling fan?
a wrestling fan.
Yeah, I didn't watch. Not in a long time, right?
It's been
Oh,
Yeah, we're gonna call
8-year-old Caleb was a
Caleb's
fan.
pastor. We're gonna
Yeah.
call Caleb's pastor and tell him to
I was
douse
gonna
him
say
in
like
water.
they literally called Brock Lesnar the Beast Incarnate, so that's why I was wondering like how have
I
you
don't
never
know.
heard that word before? For Caleb's
I've
first day
never heard
back, and Julie's talking shit to him, making him feel like
No, that took me by surprise.
here for 7 weeks again.
Anyway,
Caleb's gonna take 7 weeks off again.
Yeah.
He's gonna
I need to take a sabbatical.
He's gonna read Incarnate every day.
My cat woke up out
Yeah,
of
I'm
deep
gonna have a
sleep and tried
notebook
to eat
just
me.
like with
So,
Incarnate written like a million
I
times.
will pronounce Incarnate correctly. I will pronounce Incarnate correctly.
On to the
All
next one.
Eat my shorts.
NCAA can't
Can't
enforce
because there's a
NIL
shortage.
rules. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey,
hey,
She's gonna eat me.
guys.
Literally, she's so mad. Okay.
We're almost to the end.
Yeah, we have 3 more things to do.
Almost to the end. NCAA can't enforce NIL rules after judge grants injunction.
I have notes on this one.
I
Cool.
think the NCAA is kicking themselves. I
Absolutely.
definitely think they do, but also the NCAA sucks and they should
Amen,
just
brother.
go away forever. Do you see what they've done recently?
love-
They cannot allow teams to decorate prospects like hotel rooms if they have a kid come like visit the school. They
Oh,
can't
really?
put like candy and like, you know,
Let me tell my note, Caleb, and then we can have an informed opinion.
So it's like bribery type shit. Gotcha.
Perfect. Okay, so federal judge Clifton Corker, love that for him, filed
Corker.
an injunction, and the NCAA must suspend restrictions on recruit signings, deal with booster groups. The new recruits cannot have any restrictions on any upcoming NIL deals. It's only temporary, of course. It's not the final ruling, but it is a significant blow to the NCAA. The judge feels that the restrictions likely, he said, because it's not the final ruling, violates federal antitrust law and harms student athletes. That was a quote.
Okay.
The current NIL rules allow enrolled students to sign deals, but prohibits high school students and transfer students from doing the same. And yeah, the NCAA is not thrilled because of money. That's what I got.
They are like
They've been for years.
specifically in football for some reason. They just cannot figure it out.
It violates federal antitrust law. I don't really know what that means because I don't speak law at all. It's one of like my educational defects, I would say. But that sounds really serious.
Does sound important, to
Yeah.
say the least. Like, might not want to do that.
Yeah. So like maybe we just like don't. Yeah. So
just don't.
we'll keep an eye on it because again, it's not the final ruling. We don't actually know exactly. But I do know that in the upcoming recruitment year, that means that they can do whatever they want. Like this will cover like the upcoming, like it's temporary, but is in play right now. So
yeah,
we'll see what.
Yeah, they're basically telling them like they can't do photo shoots or anything like that. I'm like, granted, I don't think a kid should be wearing a uniform he hasn't earned the right to wear anyway, but like that's stupid. That's just like the NCAA just grasping at straws trying to be relevant because they know that the Big Ten and SEC are about to buy them out and just make them go bye-bye.
And it's violating federal antitrust laws.
And it's doing that.
And I have no idea what that means, but it just sounds real bad. And so like objectively, because that should still, I mean, federal law should still, I mean, I know football thinks it is the law, but you should probably get around to that. So anyway, we'll keep an update, but this is a huge deal just because it's like the first time that the NCAA has like had legal ramifications that are likely gonna hold their feet to the fire. So
as it should.
Yeah, exciting times.
Make up rules, and then people will find ways to get around them. It's your own fault. Yeah. You should have just kept it cut and dry. You can't do this, can't do that.
Yeah, but then it's also violating a federal antitrust law. I just keep saying that because I don't know what it means, but it sounds bad. And so, like, it was only a matter of time, right? Like,
I guess, yeah. I guess so. Everything's a matter of time these days, right? Caleb, you good?
All right. I'm good.
He's been chugging all the 6-pack and not leaving anything for the rest of us, so that's why
Sorry about that.
Can't say Incarnate. Can't stop drinking.
Stop it! I can't laugh again.
Probably
she will attack me, and she
because I've been drinking
a lot of blood.
Oh, I get it. He's blaming the Cougars now. Gotcha.
Yeah, sorry.
Gotcha.
It's okay.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
It's a crappy beer selection, so I believe you.
This is
Coors is like what you do when you're playing beer pong when you're 19 and can't afford it, and so you try to
It's
get.
what you do in the Midwest when you're drinking in your garage with your buddies watching the football game.
you forget Caleb's Midwest.
I don't know. It just seems like an unfortunate.
He
choice
definitely
of where you live.
he definitely camps outside of Holiday just to get in before everybody else.
Stop it! I can't laugh. Lucy will kill me. Okay,
I'm not
let's
gonna
keep
say no.
going.
Do you have a Holiday?
What?
Caleb, do you have a Holiday gas station?
No.
No? Oh, you're not that far
Got
Midwest.
Casey's.
Oh yeah, Casey's. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Casey's, Huck's. Yeah.
Got you. I heard Casey's is really good.
It's got really good breakfast pizza, man.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Oh, it's
The
amazing.
breakfast pizza up here is like either really, really moist or really, really dry.
This is good stuff. And you can
Nobody-
get it any time of day you want.
Oh,
God,
Yes,
definitely.
And
No.
I've literally got a Casey's like a 10th of a mile down the road. And it's just
a 10th of a mile. So you live like next door?
pretty much.
Oh. I see. Okay. You want to move on to
Yeah.
the sports world?
Yeah, because I'm hungry.
yeah.
Oh, Julie's getting hangry.
Okay.
Oh, all right, Julie, don't yell. The sports betting industry has hit a record billion of 11 or a record 11 billion in 2023. I cannot talk, man. It's been a problem lately. That is a new record. I'm not sure what 2022 was,
Our
but
research team broke.
Yeah.
They had to go on a break.
they're on.
Do you want me to research it? Because I can research it right now on air.
You can if you want. Yeah.
Wow,
Hi,
that's
homie.
complex. Imagine being able to research something.
Yeah.
I can only imagine that number is going to grow more and more and more as more states begin to legalize it. But
7.56 billion.
I mean, that's
That's
like-
a drop.
like a 40% increase.
Yeah,
24.5.
So if I can make a request here, Washington State can get their life together because I end up being over there for at least a part of the NFL season. This year I was there for the beginning and the end. And I can't bet when I'm there except for on Native American reservations, of which I don't live near any of them. And
Either.
we'll have like some really like archaic sports books because it's not a big company, it's just whatever the reservation decides. So they can just pull that together because it's like it's stressful to
Yeah,
like
just there's like 30 some states that have it legal. Just go ahead and blanket it.
yeah,
Seriously.
like all the things
Get
that
us
they're worried about
450.
legalizing, we legalize Schmeed first, and you can't even legalize sports betting.
I know.
Betting's a gateway.
It probably
Yeah, to being rich.
yeah, right.
Gambling's addictive, okay, but we have alcohol that's for purchase for anybody over 21.
Yep.
Yeah, and Washington is all
Cigarettes
about
are for
personal
purchase.
autonomy and like being allowed to make every choice the way you want to, which I'm totally a fan of. But like that should also include my right to sports bet.
We have a
Yeah.
shit ton of things that are legalized that are addictive. But gambling is where we draw the line.
Not even just gambling, just sports gambling.
Oi.
Mm.
Well, we live in New York, so we can do it. So
Yeah, when
Yeah.
I'm here, I can.
Yeah.
And like Louisiana had even less restriction than New York does. It was
Louisiana.
fantastic. Yeah, but they also just legalized Schmeed like 2 years ago for medical purposes. So like it seems like there's an inverse relationship here. But
Okay, y'all have some weird ass freaking parade down there, but you know Schmeed isn't allowed. What's
Only
going on
for
during that
medical
parade?
That's actually astonishing to me that it wasn't.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was 2020 something before, and it's just if you have a medical card, like not just in general, it has to be medical.
Oh, okay. So it's like you
It's
gotta
still
have a
not
card.
legal then.
So it's like one of
It's
the
not even
okay.
legal. No, and I
That's
don't think
stupid.
in most of the like real deep South states it is. I think because Louisiana just passed medical a couple years ago with some other states, so like that was a big deal too. So yeah. Anyway,
That's dumb.
that's why they're the
um,
armpit of America. But the point,
Speaking of
All right.
America,
Final,
America, here we go.
America on this day, February 24th, 1980, Team USA beats Finland to win the gold medal in the Lake Placid Winter Olympics. It's 2 days just after completed the miracle on ice against the Soviet Union. So very huge day in American ice hockey history.
And Ryan has a personal tie to this, and
He
so
does.
he's going to share that with us.
Yeah, I do. I went to the Olympic Center. I've been in the locker room. I've been on the ice. Man, I took an entire tour of the whole place of where the Olympics took place in 1980, and it was freaking awesome when I was a kid. Took my fiance and my mother and my sister up there back in September, and it's changed completely from what it was when I was a kid. Very disappointing, actually. But yeah,
Yeah,
been there,
good memories.
seen it all. It was awesome. I didn't see the whole event, but like I saw it all. It was awesome. It's cool.
Yeah.
You can only imagine like what it would have been like to actually be there.
Yeah.
But it's now a museum. It's like 20 minutes you're through it all, and it's very upsetting. But they do have an exhibit for the 1980 U.S. hockey team where it's like a 15-minute video. You can watch the whole like journey it took to get there. It's pretty cool.
Last week it was Nancy Kerrigan, and this week it was another ice situation, another ice sport. So I think we have a thing going here.
I also think that was the last time they allowed college hockey players to play in the Olympics. So
They should let them back in.
The Soviets should be
I think that's
embarrassed. Soviet Union should be embarrassed. They won like 7 straight gold medals and they lost to college kids.
They don't
Embarrassments.
exist anymore, so they can't be embarrassed. But
I'm sure the players still exist.
yeah, okay, but they're not like
Maybe. They probably all came back home and were offed.
Oh my.
It's
Okay.
you either join the army or you play hockey, or both.
So our final beer is this week we're going to be adding the true crime segment onto our beers because we are. And so we're
Because we are.
Yeah, just deal with it.
Deal with it, people.
Deal with it, bro. Yeah. Okay.
Don't mess around with it. Deal with it.
All right.
Hey, that a boy, Rick? Oh.
What?
I was talking about Isaiah.
Are we allowed to have that word?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
The old tube allowed it. All right, gotcha.
Yep. Because we are doing modeling shoots. I'm just pointing out that like you can say that word because it has many meanings.
Oh,
okay, so once again we are sorting out our true crime segment with the KC parade shootings, which is like really awful, and we again our hearts are with Kansas City. I'm going to be discussing some really great GoFundMe's and donation sites out there in this segment. So if you feel so inclined, you can donate. So this kid over here, by the way, he was actually got shot at the parades, and he is recovering and doing great. And he was in this interview. I'm not going to talk about his name because he is a minor, so I'll just allow him to remain private, but he's one of the 22 people, and so we love to see the come up and the recovery. We love it. That's why I chose him. But just to kind of update what happened, as we discussed last week, 2 juveniles have been charged. But then now we have 2 grown adults that have been arrested this week as well, that are charged with second-degree M. Allegedly, Jesus. Okay. One of the charged adults, Lindell Mays, got into a dispute with other individuals, leading him to draw a firearm. In result, several other individuals pulled their firearms out when they saw his, including our other charged man, Dominic Miller. He's a relative. Just kidding. Not okay. Not a way. Miller's firearm is believed to be the one that ended Lisa Lopez Galvin's life. So that's why he's being charged. I believe Mays is being charged because he's the one that instigated the bringing out of firearms, but I'm not sure. We'll get into that later. Surveillance camera show Miller was standing a few feet away from the argument when he pulled out his firearm and chased someone while he was firing his firearm. He shot in the direction of people, including just a random group of people he didn't know, including Miss Lisa, who's passed away. Miller was also shot in the melee and tripped over a cone while still shooting before he ran from the scene. It sounds like a yeah. So in an epic, okay, this is insane. The mother of Lindell Mays, one of the charged men, an epic misreading of the room, set up a GoFundMe for him while he was going through a tragic time. And Mays has been in the ICU recovering from 9 bullet wounds and multiple surgeries. But she actually put up a GoFundMe for her son, who ended up being charged. Yeah, only $100 was raised, and they brought it down when he was formally charged because they didn't want the negative retributions. Little late. Okay, 1 dead, 22 injured, 9 of which were children. We discussed that. Okay, so we're gonna talk a little bit about what the team did that was so cool. So Harrison Bucker, the KC kicker, he did the sweetest thing. So Miss Lopez Galvin, the one person who passed away during this situation, the casualty, was wearing a Bucker jersey at the parade, a specific white version of the jersey. So the family reached out on Twitter, X, whatever, said Chiefs Kingdom looking for another jersey like it, because I guess it was like a special edition or something like that, because they wanted to bury her in it. And so Bucker personally donated one of his jerseys that was white, like the one that she had, to the family so that she can be buried in it. So like, I thought that was the sweetest thing, and he felt like a really strong connection to her, and partially because of their mutual Catholicism. So tears. Patrick and Brittany and Mahomes visited the Children's Mercy Hospital this week, which made me tear up a little bit to visit the Reyes family. Both the 8-year-old and 10-year-old daughter are recovering from getting shot in the legs. And the Travis Kelsey Foundation, 87 and running, donated $100K to the Reyes family GoFundMe, which you can find on their website titled Reyes. It's on GoFundMe titled Reyes Family Fund, and I shared it on Twitter/X last night if you want to find it, because I know everyone follows me there. Of course. And Taylor Swift donated $100K to the Lopez Galvin family at their GoFundMe, which you can find on the website titled Elizabeth Lopez Galvin Memorial. The Chiefs worked together with United Way to create an emergency response fund called KC Strong. The club, the Hunt Family Foundation, and the NFL donated $200K that will go to victims and their families, violence prevention, mental health services, and first responders. And they've almost raised, they have raised $1 million by now. You can find that at give.unitedwaygkc.org/p/KC Strong. So there, if you feel so inclined. Obviously a horrible travesty that resulted from a dispute, which is terrible, and so many people are injured and hurt, but it is beautiful to see the community rally and to see the players really supporting their community. And so we can dwell on that positivity while we're focusing on what we can do better in this area. So our thoughts are still with all the families, of course, especially the Reyes girls. So little, and like, I have a niece that's around the age of the littlest one, and I just can't imagine. So yeah, so we have more people in the slam, and we'll keep an eye on Mays and Miller and the 2 juveniles and see what happens there. All right. I think that's it for this week. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, ding, if we haven't scared you away with our awesomeness. Hit that, definitely let us know. Support the children in our comments.
If you want a t-shirt, let us know. We got
Got merch.
t-shirts, got merch,
We got
Kind of.
merch.
sorta.
Not yet, but we're working on it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I guess we'll see everybody next week, right, Caleb?
That's
We'll be
right.
here. We'll be
Yeah.
here.
I just had to go get mine. Skin came on my-
All right. See y'all next week. Because Caleb doesn't want to
Amen.
be recorded, even though we have to record the show.
I know my rights.
I'm on a black screen. It's copyright.
Yeah, there's Braille coming out.
Don't you know facial
Coming up.
recognition
Yeah.
exists?
There's a carrier pigeon coming with here.
Oh
Well,
god.
my notes.
Yeah, with your nose. And there's still like blacked out parts from like where you redacted stuff.
Yeah, it was a good episode. I enjoyed it
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah,
Okay,
I enjoyed
to be
listening
back
you
in the
say
saddle.
incarnate.
I bet you did.
Say incarnate one more time.
Incarnate.